Hi, hello, my name is Hannah, welcome to A Libras Library, and we're going to be reading a lot of arcs in this reading vlog. This is a series that I want to start along with a bunch of other ones, but I was basically sitting here racking my brain on the film, what to do. I have like so much time. January was kind of my flop fumble month. Oh my god. January was my flop month, so I haven't really read or posted any bookish content probably in months, but definitely January I was like, no, we're not doing that. And I decided that the first new series that I want to start is tackling my arcs. I just sat here and counted, and I have about 42 unfinished, unread, unreviewed arcs. If you don't know what an arc is, it is an advanced reader's copy of a book. Publishers send them out, indie authors send them out to reviewers, influencers, bookish people to kind of build up hype and generate buzz around the book. Here's the thing though, is I found out early on in my bookish content creating journey that I am not an arc girly. I cannot commit to a deadline. The amount of arcs that I've received physically has dwindled down to I get probably 2 a month. But digitally, those hit my email just about every 2 weeks. As well as advanced listener copies, because I'm a very big audiobook enthusiast. I love me a good audiobook. I love audiobooks in general. We're just gonna say I have about 50 unread arcs. Let's make it a nice round big number, because I found 3 over there and I think I found 3 or 4 up there. So we're just gonna say she has about 50 unread arcs. That's not normal. It is fairly normal to have a lot of unread arcs unless you're like keeping up with that. But it's really easy for me to get behind because I get distracted with series, I get distracted with other things, and then I just fall behind on my arcs. So in this video, we're gonna focus on a few actually. That like the arcs that I have digitally are now out physically. Spiral, which is the second book to Collide. And I believe there's a third book. I can't remember what the title is, but I know that that one is also coming out sometime this year. Haven't read either of these. A lot of these are sequels, and I didn't request the sequels because I didn't read the first book, but they get sent to me, and you know, we are where we are. I also have Summer in the City by Alex Asher, which I'm kind of excited that I have this arc because I want to read it to see if I like it. Because it has like a bajillion copies that you can get this in. We'll see how many we can read in this reading vlog. Now that that was the longest, most boring intro ever, let's get reading. Yeah. Oh, I gotta wash my face tomorrow. He's not gonna like that. He's not gonna like me washing his face at all. Odd angle we're at. My dog is laying right next to my phone because it's bedtime, so I figured I'd give this update because the first arc I wanted to read was Spiral, but I haven't read Collide yet, which you will see is a common theme. Collide follows Summer and Aiden. Aiden is a hockey player. He's gotten into some hot water. He's facing academic probation, and his coach gives him the option to be a part of Summer's research project for her to submit an application to get into grad school. Only thing is, Summer absolutely hates hockey players, absolutely hates the sport of hockey itself, and really wants nothing to do with Aiden, and she's determined to not do this project, but she literally has no other way of getting into grad school. So they're kind of forced to work with each other so Summer can get into grad school and Aiden can avoid academic probation. The bantering, the bickering, it's so cute. I'm 12 chapters in, I'm like 85 pages in, and I swear that like just about every page has something highlighted or like underlined because it's so cute. It's so cute. And I'm listening to the audiobook because I had it checked out from my library because believe it or not, I've been telling myself I'm going to read this book for weeks now. Like, it's been so long. So long. We're going to keep reading this, and my dog's falling asleep. Oh, baby. And then I will come back at you with Spiral. I also put my hair in flexi rods. We're gonna see if this does what I need it to do. Otherwise, I don't know what I did wrong. flexi rods and hot water. And, you know, it's doing its thing. Anyways, I don't know where my copy of Collided is right now, but I am almost 50% of the way through Collided, and they have just now decided to like hook up. Could say I could have used a slow burn. I will say that the bantering and the bickering is so good. I do want all of the guys to get a book. Ashita, I think that's one of the teammates. I want his book. I want his book so bad. Like, I don't know what happens to him in this book or in Spiral, but like the next book is Eli's book, and then the one after that is Dylan. I need Ashita's book immediately because he's just a cute little angel baby. Next day, and I finished Collide. I recorded in the bathroom and the audio is so terrible. I hate that I have to go to bed soon and my curls are curling. Oh my god. Just like flexi rods and a dip in the hot water is what they needed. If I had a nickel for every time like I was reading about a nerd falling in love with a jock and that like nerd was very academically inclined and the jock was a hockey player, I would have 2 nickels because I read Sunny Dispositions and Collided, and for some reason both of those books give me the same vibe, but they're very different, but similar vibe. But Sunny Dispositions was like a 5-star. Collide was a 4-star. Anyways, Spiral was the arc that we were getting to. I have been reading this on my Kindle because I usually read right before bed. I'm like 80 pages, no, 78, 79 pages into it. It's so good. If I thought that Aiden and Summer were Little Miss Independent and Little Mr. Let Me Fix It, Sage and Eli all the way. Sage is 100% independent and she like is so loud and proud and confident and just like she's like matter of fact, and Eli is like, give me a minute to catch up. Like, I know you've been doing this on your own this whole time, but like, girl, you gotta slow down. So let's talk about Spiral. This one is Eli and Sage's story. This is a fake dating roommates situation. I'm 120 pages in so far, and Eli is, you know, a rookie in his first year of playing in the NHL. He's not doing great, hasn't scored a goal yet. Sage is an up-and-coming ballerina who really wants a shot at playing, I believe, it's the lead in the Nutcracker. But the ballet company that she works for only works with, like, ballerinas that have a following to put bodies in the seats. So she doesn't have a really huge following. It's not until she goes out on a date with Eli that both of their problems get solved, in the sense that Eli is always in the papers as like rookie with a playboy streak, and Sage is never in the papers, and now they're there together and it's like, oh my goodness, could the playboy be settling down, and who is this mysterious woman? So like they're both getting like notoriety out of it, and thus a fake dating plot emerges. You read a little bit on and Sage's apartment burns down and now they're roommates, and so they're living together as well as pretending to be in a relationship. What could go wrong? Tell me what could go wrong. I'm so excited. I'm loving this book, actually. Like Collide, I was listening to the audiobook and I was eating it up, but it felt a little long, whereas Spiral kind of feels like even paced. And I'm so mad. I'm so mad that I slept on this book, because this is literally what I've been looking for. This type of banter. Belle Cabra, girl, your banter is unmatched. It's so good. So that's what I'm currently reading. That's my current read. I think I should do a February TBR. That'll be the next video. I don't know if I'll do a wrap up. I might do a wrap up. I like wrap ups, especially after not doing them for like over a year. I kind of miss doing them. Oh, I never thought I would say that. Like, I miss doing wrap ups and making TBR videos. So maybe those will appear. In life news, your girl's been doing a lot. She's been making moves. 3 chapters in and I'm hooked. I'm literally hooked. I'm so sorry if you can hear someone snoring in the background, but like, I'm 20 pages in. The audiobook is so great, but honestly, I could just start going. Oh, I definitely need to go to sleep. Hello. I think this might be the end of the vlog. One, I came home today, passed out. It's been hours. I woke up and I just have been drinking water, and that, like, it, So I figured I should edit this and then give myself a couple days of breathing room. I wanted to end this with a yap session. We're going to talk about the 2 books that I read and the 3rd one I started. We're going to talk about how many arcs I started this video with and how many I'm ending this video with. We're also going to talk about quick little bit of how you get arcs. I don't want anyone to accuse me of gatekeeping. It's not rocket surgery. That's what Grapey said. I love her so much. Not rocket surgery. I started this video with, I did a rough count and it was like 42, and then I sat down and counted again and it was a round number of 50 arcs. That includes physical ebooks and audiobooks. I was and still am a part of the Macmillan audio listener program, but I have not requested books in 2 months because I was so far behind, but they still send me books. They still send out the form for them and stuff like that. So I am fairly backed up on those, and that's a bulk of the arcs that I have. And then I was sent 2 audio arcs, 2 e-arcs, and I picked up the favorites, which I'm currently reading from work. It's an arc, it still counts. So I started this video with 50 unread arcs, and I'm ending this video with 54 because I finished Spiral and I'm counting that. Collide was not an arc, I just wanted to read that to get to this book. Yeah, I'm finishing with way more than I started with. That's embarrassing. I have a better structure. I'm going to make a Notion board. I'm going to track my arcs for these videos, and then I'll show all of that to you guys in the next one. And I think I will do these like every other month, every other reading vlog, until I get to like a manageable number. In updates, one of my bookish goals for this year was to use all my annotation supplies that I have before I get any more. I was gifted annotation supplies. I had stuff from college. I used tabs, highlighters, pens, and I just love stationery. I'm also a journal girl. So my brother is actually helping me with that because he also annotates his books, and he's a college student and he needed supplies like pens, pencils, highlighters. So I let him read all my stuff, and then I ended up getting a 10-pack of highlighters, and I decided that these are the highlighters I'm probably going to be using from now until forever. They're perfect. I love the mild liner ones, but these are what, Altitude, no ghosting, very teeny tiny, can stick in my purse. Like, she's so cute. And these are the colors that I use. Very muted, very pastel colors to match the covers of my books. I love them. They're so subtle. They're so nice. Like, color, dare I say, I'm sorry, but that is an exact match. That is an exact, so stinking cute. Get cozy and let's talk about the very last part, which is like, how do you get an arc? I thank you for waiting this whole time for me to just yap about this part, even if this is all you cared about and you skipped to this part. Hi, welcome. We're reading arcs because your girl is behind. Arc is an advanced reader's copy. It is a free piece of marketing material. It often, you know, it's just a bound up manuscript. It's not a hardcover, typically a paperback, uncorrected proof. So there will be grammatical errors, some things might be missing, dedications might not be there. They typically come as a physical ebook, and audiobook arcs are starting to like make a little bit of an appearance on the scene. I love her. And they are just for bloggers, reviewers, people on the internet, people in the world, like Good Morning America, your favorite booktubers, book talkers, to drum a pipe about a book before it comes out and to get the reviews out. That way, on release day, when people go to Google that book, reviews start popping up, public opinion starts rolling in. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I am personally of the mindset that there are bad reviews, but like the same vein of their like all press is good press. that's kind of how I see reviews, because your 5-star review could be my 1-star review. So the websites that I use for ARCs, as someone who no longer requests ARCs, I just get sent them. Sometimes I will request an ARC or two, but very rarely, because I know that I'm bad at them. I use NetGalley, Edelweiss, and I am in contact with a couple of agents at publisher houses that know what I like to read and will offer me a ARC here or there. Also, quick like addendum. It's not like a I'm so special, I know these agents. Nothing like that. It's more like agents tend to have lists of names and emails and whatnot, and creators that like certain genres like mystery, historical queer romance, Black love romance, Latinx romances. Like, they tend to create those lists and then they like pluck from those lists. So when I say like I know a couple of them on a first name basis because we have talked so much about these particular titles, and like I and some of my other mutuals pop up as they might like this. So not she's so special, just she be answering her email. And Edelweiss are both request sites, so you are not guaranteed an ARC. Even if you make an account, your account looks really nice, and you're keeping up to date on your reviews, you're not guaranteed a copy of every book you request. NetGalley works on ratios, so an 80% or higher is typically what publishers and agents look for, because they want to make sure that you're going to get the reviews back to them. Edelweiss is different. There is no ratio that they look for. It's literally all request based. That one is typically used by librarians and booksellers. Like, if you work at a bookstore, think your local independent bookstore, your Barnes & Nobles, your Books A Million, your Indigo, stuff like that. That's who usually can see what's on Edelweiss and kind of see how many months out. It gives librarians a chance to see what books might be requested and brought into the library. I think anyone can make an account, but they do ask you questions on like, why are you reviewing books? And that kind of determines some stuff as well. By the way, like I said, I'm in contact with a couple of agents, a couple of marketing people. That was just because I went to the publisher / imprint's website and I found the marketing email. It's usually on their contact us page. They will have a designated email for ARCs, for PR packages, etc., etc. And you just throw in a little bit, this is who I am, this is what I read, I would love to be considered for X, Y, and Z. Or if you're requesting a specific book, I would put as much information, the title, the author, the pub date, why you want to read it in there, and send it off. Typically you don't hear back from them until they've either approved it, and if I never recommend messaging authors directly, because they don't control that. Traditionally published authors rarely control ARCs, PR. I would never message the author for that. They're probably going to direct you to like their publisher house or NetGalley or Edelweiss. Be respectful and be kind. My motto for life is expect nothing, be grateful for literally everything, and it's worked out so far for me. So if you get denied, that doesn't mean you're never going to get to read that book. It just means that you won't get to read an art book, and that's okay. Lastly, oh my god, this is taking so long. If you read a lot of indie books, I suggest going to their Facebook page, their Instagram, see if they have a TikTok, see if they have a Discord, a Google form in their bio, and fill that out. See if they're doing like a call out for ARCs. If they're like, hey, I have a book coming out in like a week, I'm looking for ARC readers. I tend to not ARC read for a lot of indie authors anymore, for multiple reasons, but one thing is like they have a really tight turnaround time, which is good because it protects them from their books potentially getting pirated and stolen. Traditional published books and traditional authors, like, it's not like 100% guarantee your book won't get pirated, but they have more safety measures. ARCs tend to expire after a time, which we'll talk about my rules for ARCs and me learning that ARCs do expire. It never hurts, especially if you read a lot of indie authors and like your faves are doing a call out. Again, be mindful, be kind, be respectful, never a guarantee. It's always just a, would you like to do this? We're considering, we have open forums. We're going to pick 10 people, 20 people, something like that. My rules for ARC reading. First off, if it's scammy, if it feels scammy, it probably is. Personally, there should never be any money involved in ARC reviews. There's a difference between an ARC review and a paid partnership. Personally, I don't think you should ever buy an ARC. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Just wait till the book comes out. You'll be fine. 2, be mindful of those turnaround times, be mindful of archival dates, be mindful of when the ARC expires, and do not take off more than you can chew. When I first got into ARC reading, I think I requested 5 books, and they all came out in September, which means they were all archived, I want to say in October or November, and I had not started 2 of them, and when I went to go read them, they had locked me out of it. So like, you can download it onto your Kindle, but it does expire, and it will like have a pop-up that's like, you no longer have access to this ARC, and then it'll direct you to a page to buy the book. I like that. That is a really good safety measure. I don't know how that works, so that's really cool. I wish indie authors could do that. And then lastly, be interested, genuinely interested in what you're requesting. You don't want to waste the publisher's time, and you don't want to waste your time, because at the end of the day, it is free labor, and you could be prioritizing other books on your TBR that you are genuinely interested in. So if it's scammy, probably is. Be mindful of turnaround dates, be mindful of archival dates, be mindful of reviews and releases, and like, don't bite off more than you can chew. Never. And be genuinely interested in what you're reviewing. Those are my 3 rules for basic ARC reviewing and requesting of ARCs. Also, there's a bunch of other things that I've learned about ARC reading and like tips that people have given me about ARC reading, but those are just like the basic ones that I tell everyone. Because it's not rocket surgery. It's really simple, it's really easy, but I know if you're trying to get into it, you don't know where to start. Here you go. Now this is really it. This is it. I'm done. Let me go edit this. Let me remember to edit this. I'm going to put all of my information at the end of the video, all my socials. Find me somewhere else on the internet. Until next time, happy reading.